type of hide and seek. Chemistry, economics, math, and business. Already a pimp before high school's finished. Even the rich kids get in the mix. Only difference is them big.
Alrighty, for this last question, we're going to calculate the partial derivative of z with respect to y for the following function e to the xy power plus sine of xz plus y is equal to 0. Okay, so here we're actually going to use our shortcut that we know, right? And we can do that because we have a function of x, y, and z which is equal to 0. Okay, so when that happens, that means that x and y can be independent variables. So x and y are independent, and then our z is actually dependent on that x and y. Okay, in order for the function to be a constant at 0. Okay, so anyway, so we can use our cool little shortcut here that we know, the relation that the partial derivative of z with respect to y is equal to the negative of the function, so the partial derivative of our function, or I'll just write the capital F like we normally see, capital F, and then we kind of swap them, right? So the y is on top and the z is on the bottom, okay? So basically what we can do is, this f is the same as our function, okay? So what we're going to do is calculate the partial derivative of our function with respect to y first, and then the partial derivative of our function with respect to z, and then just plug it into this formula, basically, okay? Alright, so first of all, what is f sub y? That's going to be the partial derivative with respect to y of our function. So that would be of e to the xy plus sine of xz plus y, okay? And then if we're deriving with respect to y, this middle term totally cancels out, right? That goes to 0 because we just have the x's and z's there. This first term becomes an e to the xy times an x from the chain rule from the top up here. And then we have a plus 1, okay? So this is going to be an x e to the xy plus 1, all right? That's our f sub y. And then we have, let's find f sub z. So that's going to be the partial derivative with respect to z of the same thing, our original function, right? So sine of xz plus y. Okay, so if we're differentiating with respect to z, all the x's and the y's are held constant. So the first and last term completely go to 0, right? And then we're just left with a cosine of xz times another x, right, from the chain rule. So we get an x times cosine xz. Okay, so that's it. Basically, we found our f sub y, and this is our f sub z, and let's plug it into our formula on the next slide. Okay, so our partial z, partial y should equal negative of f sub y over f sub z. So that's going to be a negative of x times e to the xy plus 1, and this is all over an x cosine of xz. Okay? Okay, so the last step we can do here is simply just distributing that negative sign out on the top. And we don't even have to do that, but I will just do it here as our final step. So we have negative e times e to the xy minus 1 over x times cosine of xz. Okay? And that is all. Alright, so that wraps up our practice problems video on the chain rule. I hope that helps, and happy studying.
Taught me how to do it, how to build a crew, and how to get it moving. Supply and demand came and held my hand. Should have seen me back then, didn't even have a plan. Only had a pistol cause they had a